Hey, it's Tash.
And it's T.
And we're here to talk to you about everything from life's little hiccups to the big things that you might be overthinking. And let's be real, it's probably not that deep, sis.
So grab your drink, get comfy, because we're giving it to you straight from the couch.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of It's Not That Deep, sis.
It's not that deep, sis.
All right, that was all.
End episode.
End scene.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. What is your I was today years old?
My I was today years old is, did you know? So everyone hates salute your face. Like, I think that's a consensus across the board. But as much as we want it to be shorter, did you know that a short luteal phase is one of the biggest signs of infertility?
That's terrifying. One of the biggest signs of infertility?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a very good indication of, obviously it's not like an end all and be all, but it's a very good indication that if you have a luteal phase that is consistently less than 10 days long, then it is a big indicator of infertility or troubles conceiving.
That's so interesting. And I think that really sheds a lot of light on why it is so important to understand your cycle.
How the fuck am I almost 32 years old? And like, I've only just realized recently, like within the last couple of years, what my phases are in general.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to even learn what each phase means.
Yeah. You know what's a really represented phase in our cycle?
What one?
The follicle. The
follicular.
We don't even know how to say it. It's
what is it?
I don't know.
So, someone look it up. So obviously menstruating is when you bleed. And do you know that's actually the beginning of your cycle, not the end?
Yeah.
And then you go through your ovulation, which we all know what that means. And then you go through your luteal. Where the fuck does your follicular come in?
I think it's between your luteal and your ovulation
Tiana's going to find out. And next week on I Was Today Years Old, she's going to tell us.
Oh, great. I've got a homework. I love that for me.
What's yours?
My I Was Today Years Old is that you can check the water temperature at the beach. So you know how we have access to
everything.
We do. But what the temperature is in the sky, in the air, you can also view the water temperature at the beach. So if you're local beach, so all you got to do is you've got to go onto I can't remember the exact website that
it'd be a government one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's called like C something, at least for South Australia. But if you literally type in, like, say for instance, like just type in your local beach temperature today, it would normally come up as like the first search result.
It's so good.
Yeah, so good. And because the reason why I found this out was you always get so misled by like how hot it is outside. So you go, oh my God, it's such a perfect day. Oh my God.
Oh my God. I'm wheezing.
Oh my God. It's such a good day. Let's go to the beach. And then you go to the beach and the water is fucking freezing.
She's really struggling. I want everyone to know we both have worked. We are working class now.
We've done a whole day of
work, and we're just But
yeah, so it's good to check it before you go to the beach. So and then you get like a rough idea as to, okay, if it's below this temp, then I know it's going to be too cold.
Because they say, what is it, 22 or 26, where they say that is an ideal temperature for the beach water?
That's like in between that range.
Oh,
so
okay.
when we went to the beach, that one time,
one time we got to go to the beach.
Yeah, the one time we got to go to the beach this summer.
Oh no.
It's a spooky episode. I genuinely thought that was something like that fell from the roof, and I thought it was a creepy crawly.
It was just my earring, but
scared me.
But once you realise what today's episode is all about, you understand why Tiana's so scared.
But yeah, so
that's great.
Yeah, that's great.
You need to move on.
Oh my God. Okay. We're moving on. All right. We're about to get spooky up in this bitch.
Spooky.
So today I need a reset of my
Okay,
of
we're
my
going to take a
mind.
5-minute breather.
Okay.
No, a 2-second breather.
Okay. Today, Tash and I are diving into one of life's biggest questions. Are ghosts real?
Yes.
Yes. We'll be sharing our paranormal experiences, how they've shaped who we are, whether our perspectives have changed from when we were younger, and if a relationship can survive when one person believes and the other doesn't. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Oh, that was cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
First of all, we're going to ask a very important question. On a scale of ghosts aren't real to I sage my house weekly, where are you at?
I sage my house annually.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, but no, I am 100% a believer.
Yeah, through and through.
Through and through.
What were you scared of growing up? What were you think is the biggest thing that you can remember being scared of growing up?
So, I don't have a bed that does this anymore, thank the fucking Lord. But you know the beds that have room underneath them?
Oh, yeah.
I was always terrified to either have my leg outside of the blanket or, like, you know when you get hot and you put it outside of the blanket, or have it dangling off the side, because I was legitimately... legitimately thought a monster was going to snatch me. But my blanket would protect me.
Yeah.
But as soon as foot was outside blanket... it was up for the grabs. I also always thought there was something in the cupboard. We also used to have like a lot of houses we used to grow up, because we grew up in Queensland. I don't know if older houses here have this, but they have manholes, and a lot of them were in our bedroom, remember?
No, but I probably just blacked it out.
Yeah. And I was scared of the dark. I was scared of a lot of things. I was a scared little baby.
Yeah, I think like I was definitely scared of the dark. I sometimes still get scared of the dark. Like if I really let my mind run wild and free, I can really like create some like visuals like in the dark and sort of psych myself out a little bit.
Like I think I'm better at it now, and there's a lot more light in our room. But when I was little, do you remember when you like wake up in the middle of the night and you'd see something on the chair or whatever, and it takes you a second to adjust? Yeah. Everything used to scare me.
Yeah. I was a kid that, and like I did get scared. Like there was things that I was terrified of the boogeyman. I hated the boogeyman because the concept of somebody made out of boogies was really scary. And honestly, boogies still scare me today.
Yeah, you are a little bit scared of boogies.
I
would never pick your nose.
Don't even talk to me about like even just like somebody like saying, "Oh, I was at the red light and the person in the car next to me was picking their nose." Even that makes me want to scream, die, shit my pants.
She's fine with shitting her pants, but bogies, that's where she draws the line.
Yeah.
I find it really weird because you would always watch horror movies.
Yeah, so I was about to say that. Yeah,
so ruined the punchline.
No, so yeah, I was about to say that. Like, there were things that I was scared of, boogeyman being one. But I loved having a bit of a thrill. A thrill. I was a thrill seeker.
This episode's going so well. I was so scared of anything growing up. You and my best friend Cassie at the time were the only two people I'd ever worked scary movies with, and still to this day you and Joe are the only two people I watch scary movies with.
Yeah, I love a good scary movie.
Yeah.
Always have, always will. It's my mantra. So we're gonna both share one or two stories that we have about our paranormal experiences, and for whoever is listening that doesn't believe, we're not here to convince anyone.
No,
we're just here to share what our experiences is. I'm really not having a good time.
do you want me to talk?
I
wasn't even given a script today.
I'm not going off a script.
Tiana has boycotted the script. I have no idea what we're talking about.
Cut. Rewind. Yeah, we're not here to convince anyone that ghosts or the paranormal or the spirit world or whatever it may be are real. We're just here to tell what we've experienced in life.
Yeah.
And what that means to us.
And if you're someone that's maybe sitting on the edge and going, I don't know, and then you maybe listen to our stories, you might feel a bit better about yourself about thinking that ghosts are real.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to go first?
So I'm just going to share the first. So I am someone that does see ghosts, and I don't want to hear. Anyways,
That was the disclaimer I just gave.
but I don't want people to go, you don't actually see ghosts. I see ghosts, and I have since I was about like 18 years old, and so I could like tell a million stories, but I'm just going to give. So the first time I ever saw a ghost, I was convinced that it wasn't real. So I was living at home with my parents still, and I woke up and there was this figure above me, and he was like it was like an old man, like beard and all, like just like a typical what you think like a ghost would look like. Not scary, just a person. But when I opened my eyes, it didn't go away. It stayed there. And then I like slowly saw it vanish. And I was genuinely like, okay, it's just like my mind playing tricks on me. Because as I said before, as a kid, you like see stuff on a, chair and you make it out to be something. But then not long after that, I moved to England and I saw the same thing, but it was a different person. And so what I thought with ghost is that I would see people that I knew that had passed away. And so and both times that I saw a ghost, they were different and they definitely weren't people, because when I was in England, this ghost was like a knight, like he like was going to battle and that's how he was dressed, and he was just ahead. And then since then it became progressively more regular that this would happen, to the point now that I will say I see 1 to 5 ghosts a week. Yeah.
And it's so interesting that you experience that, because I definitely like, and it just goes to show like you obviously have a connection to the spirit world in some way, that representative is through visual, so you're being able to see them, whereas like I've never seen ghosts before.
Yeah, yours is very different.
I moved here.
I think I'm haunted.
You're about to say I think I'm horny.
I know when I'm horny. I don't know how to think it.
I genuinely think since I've had to live here.
Oh my God.
I think with both of us, our energies in the one house together, it has created some sort of force.
This could be the longest episode ever, because I have so many stories.
Yeah.
But you tell me one, because I've got so many I want to share, but you've probably got some of the same ones.
Yeah. So I have and I do have quite a few stories, but I've pulled out 2 that feel really distinct to me, and they sort of encompass a lot of the other experiences that I've had. So the one that I have on here, I've noted it as the house. Now, this could potentially be the same house that maybe you were talking about.
No, I think you're talking about the one with the long driveway.
Yeah.
No, mine was the last house I lived in.
Okay, so buckle in, ladies and gents and non-binary bitches.
Unbuckled.
So Tashi and I, we moved around a lot, but one house that we lived in, I feel like there was a lot that occurred in that house, but not just with me, and I'm sure that you had experiences there as well, but there was actually quite a few of our siblings that had experiences there. So I do really feel like it was cemented within that house as to why those were occurring. But why this one is so different from the rest is that I actually dreamt about this house before we even viewed it. So, and I was really young. Like I was maybe, what?
You wouldn't have been older. We were in primary school, and like early days primary school, you wouldn't have been older than like 6, 7.
Yeah. So I had a dream, and this house was so distinct. It had this really, really long driveway, and the house was directly in the middle, and there was a house on either side of it. It was a 2-story house, and it was quite large.
Yeah, it was like an old Queenslander.
Yeah, and then it had a big backyard, and it was fenced off, and behind the house, where the backyard was a reserve of some sort. Like it was all just bushland, really.
Yeah.
Anyways, I dreamt about this house, and like it couldn't be more like vivid in how that house was represented. We then went and viewed the house, and because I was so young, I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. it wasn't until a little bit later that I was like, no, I know this house. It was like when I was there, it felt like I'd already visited it, and which I kind of did, like in my dream. And but what's important is that within my dream, the house that I hadn't visited yet had burnt down.
Oh, yeah. So creepy.
Yeah. So we'd lived in that house for
a couple of
years. Then we moved out, and a couple of people had stayed behind and rented it out. And literally within the first few days of them being there, they burnt down the kitchen. Mm-hmm. So it just was bad. That house was bad.
I still have dreams about that house, and it's
so
not
do I.
because anything bad happened. There was just something wrong with that house.
Yeah.
And I used to have dreams that I could hear screams out, like, and this is years later after we moved out. Dreams about being at that house and hearing screams in the reserve behind us. Just really creepy dreams about that house. There was just something must have happened before we moved in there.
100%. And I still dream about that house to this day. And I always have a reoccurring dream. And it was really funny because my boyfriend stayed over last night. We stayed up till 1 o'clock talking about dreams. And this was one of the dreams that I had brought up. And the dream is that we're in the house, and there was the first floor was like underneath the stairs, and then it had this back room that then led into the garage, and it was all quite large. But in my dream, that downstairs area was just a big basement, and it was just encompassed with all of these boxes. And I would go down the stairs into this basement, and I couldn't get out. And it had all these little doors and these little ways to get into little rooms that were in this basement. And I always have that reoccurring dream, but I know it's that house. Because you know when you just know it's the location?
Even though it doesn't look the same in your dreams or whatever, you just know there's a feeling. Yeah, there was something wrong with that house.
100%.
Because I don't dream about any of the other houses.
No, neither do I.
No,
I
and
don't.
we've lived in a lot of houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to pull from.
Yeah.
But that's the one that I always dream about.
Do you want to know the story where I really was like, I think, obviously because I see ghosts. So I'm a little bit different to you. You witness like dreams, and you also witness things like being moved and things like that.
Yeah.
I see them. And even though you think, okay, well, seeing them must solidify it for you, you still always go, is it just my brain playing tricks on me? But one of the times that I was like, okay, this is like, I just don't feel like this is a coincidence. And made me feel like like that spiritual world was real. So I was flying actually back from England. I lived in England for a year when I was 19, and I was flying back. And so I hadn't seen my family in like a really, really long time. And I was on the plane, and I was listening to my iPod at the time, and iPod Shuffle Mini, and somebody that I really loved and was close to had passed away a few years ago, and they had this song that they loved, and it was their funeral song, and I was listening to the funeral song on the descent down, and then I'm standing up and I'm packing, and like obviously while I'm listening to the song, I'm thinking about this person. Anyways, I then start like getting up and waiting to get my bags, and the lady behind me starts talking to me, and she was like, oh, like, are you here for a visit? Do you live here? And so I started saying, oh yeah, I've just been overseas. I'm returning back. And then as we're walking out, she's like, I really have been tossing and turning whether I tell you this, because some people think this stuff's really, really creepy. She's like, but I just feel like I need to tell you. She's like, as we were descending down, this whole massive light was like shining above you. And there was someone looking down on you and just telling you how much you love they love you. And I just started bawling my eyes out.
That's
in the
crazy.
middle of the airport, because I was like, that's not a coincidence.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
And it was like that, because I had just started seeing ghosts at this time as well. And I was like, okay, that kind of solidified it for me.
Yeah.
And then ever since that, I've kind of embraced this whole ghost side of my life.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And like there's no way, like you can try to quantify that in any way, but there's no way that lady would have known.
Yeah.
Like how distinct that is.
So distinct. At the exact same time when I'm listening to this song and reminiscing about this person that I love, and she was like so specific.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like, you can take that any way that you want to, but I feel like it's not a coincidence that you started seeing ghosts and then that occurred. I feel like that was sort of their way of being like allow yourself to believe because it is real, and part of that is if it's real, then it also means that I'm real and I'm still here. Yeah. And honestly, like, that's kind of beautiful.
Isn't that fucking, I told Dad, and Dad like got really teary, and he was like, he was like, that's so cool, because Dad's a believer too.
Yeah, so. Dad's he's a very spiritual person. Yeah. And Mum, I would say, is a believer too, but like, I don't think she's as expressive as what Dad is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably have you got another story? Because I got one I want to tell.
I do have another one.
Okay.
So this one's called the kitchen trays.
Oh my God, I hate this story.
So,
but in a good way.
Yeah. Hate it but love it. So again, like Tashi was saying, I don't see ghosts, but I have had a lot of experiences where like I've seen things being moved. And like, not like, you know, oh my God, the pen moved like half an inch. Yeah. It's a ghost. No, like these are like things that I would try to rationalize in my brain, but there's just no way to explain it. So when I moved to Adelaide, after I moved out of Tashi and Joe's house, full circle moment. I'm back again.
Can't get rid of this bitch.
Yeah. I went and rented out a unit by myself, and it was just a small 1-bedroom unit in this like really old like a unit block. And anyways, I lived by myself. I worked shift work, and so like I'd come home, the house was left the exact same way that I put it. It didn't take long for stuff to start happening where my things kept getting moved, and like not like things where like I don't know where I put my keys or like things that you can like simply misplace. It was things being taken out of the cupboard that I don't use every day and then placed somewhere really obscure. And like I'd be searching for things and being like, where the fuck is this thing? And then it would randomly just turn up in the weirdest places. Anyways, one time I was running late for work, and I was on the night shift, and I was trying to find the kitchen trays because I was going to make myself a lunch, like a dinner to go. And anyways, the kitchen trays usually only go in one place, and
in the oven.
Yeah, in the oven, or you have a little storage spot for it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But I'm like, where the fuck are these kitchen trays? And anyways, I'm searching around for it, and I go into the bathroom, and they're in the bathroom.
In no world would you have ever done that yourself.
There's no world that I would have done that.
No.
Like the thing is as well is like, you can, obviously there's moments where like you pick something up and then you get distracted and you might like sort of black out in some way, and you put it down and you just don't remember putting it down. It's like sort of like when you walk into a room and you don't remember why you went there. But for me to pick up kitchen trays, which is not a small item, and then to walk it into the bathroom, put it in the bathroom, and then come back to the kitchen and be like, where are my kitchen trays? Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but you can't.
No.
Anyways, that wasn't the only instance with the kitchen trays. I don't know what this ghost had about kitchen trays, but like it needed to get a hobby. So not the same day, but another time, again, I lived by myself. Things were always in the place that they should be. And I get home one day from work, and not only are my kitchen trays like scattered on the kitchen bench, which like, you know, okay, kitchen bench, that's a pretty typical place to put trays, but I know that I hadn't left them out there. But not only that, but the cabinet of where I put the kitchen trays were open.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I hate it.
Yeah.
Nothing would be worse than coming home and being like, who the fuck's been in my house?
Yeah. Because I couldn't blame it on anyone.
No. So creepy.
Yeah. And also, like, if you want to put it down to maybe someone came into the house. I'm sorry, but why would they just put kitchen trays somewhere?
And not take anything.
Yeah. And it wasn't like it was anything else.
No.
It was just the kitchen trays. So I don't know what was up with those kitchen trays,
but the ghost really had it out for them.
Yeah.
Even the other day, so once again, because I've become so used to seeing ghosts, I just don't say anything anymore. So the other day, I was in the kitchen and Tiana was in her bedroom and I saw a shadow in like the hallway. So in our house, we've got like the living room, a little hallway, and then we've got like the spare bathroom and stuff like that. So I saw like a shadow in the bathroom. So I thought it was Tiana, in the hallway, sorry. So I thought it was Tiana. So I've gone around the corner to speak to her. And then I realized Tiana's actually in her bedroom. She was never in the hallway. And so I didn't say anything of it. I was like, okay, I've just obviously seen a ghost. Literally 2 seconds later, Tiana's come out and we're talking and she's turned her head down the other hallway and she's like, oh my God, what the fuck? There was a man just standing there. And I was like, I just saw him too, but I didn't say anything. And I was like, that solidified that there's definitely a ghost in this house.
Yeah, and that it really freaked me out because I don't see things, and it was just like so vivid, like in my parallel, like my peripheral vision. And she hadn't said anything to me.
No, because I was like, no one believes me. Yeah,
and like based on my reaction, because I literally jumped because I got scared.
Yeah, and I was like, did you just see a man?
Yeah, and I was like, yes. What the fuck? But yeah, I think that leads into our story.
Oh my God, this
of the century.
Yeah. Do you want to say it or do you want me to tell it? I'll tell it first.
Yeah, because I think it
happened before.
Has a background.
So before Tiana moved back in with us, I've got 2 dogs and one of them is incompetent.
She is incompetent, but she's also incontinent.
She's incontinent. So she's an older gal and she started peeing. Anyways, I was standing in the kitchen one day and I've looked over to the couch and we've got like a big gap underneath our couch and I've noticed there's a big puddle underneath it. So I've gotten down and it's a puddle of pee. And I've gone, what the fuck? So I'm trying to work out. So obviously I've then blamed Khaleesi and I've gone, Khaleesi has peed. But what I couldn't work out is she would have had to pee. So the top of the couch wasn't wet. So she hadn't peed on the couch. So what I thought is she's peed on the couch and it seeped through and it dripped onto the floor. Couch isn't wet. So then I've gone, okay, could she have squatted near the couch and it gone there? But it's in the center underneath the couch. It would have had to, she would have had to literally cannon-bolted her pee and there would have been trickled.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, there's a rodent. There's a rodent in the house and it's peeing underneath my couch.
She's taking massive pisses.
Yeah. So we put up mouse traps. My earring's going to fall out again. It's going to scare you. And so we put up mouse traps and nothing came up and it kept happening. It happened about 2 or 3 times. And I was convinced that there was something weird going on. But the other person at the time who lives in this house was not convinced. Anyways, then Tiana moves in.
Literally, the first night that I'm here. Okay, I'll tell the second portion. Yeah. So literally the first night that I moved in. So just for a little bit of context, I've also got a dog, this one, if you're watching. She's on the couch with us right now. And our dogs don't get along. So... because they're bitches.
Yeah.
So her 2 dogs aren't here from the moment that I moved in with Piggy. They've gone.
So we got rid of them.
Yeah. They went to the farm.
They're in good hands. They're with their nan and pop.
Yeah. So
incompetent dog.
Yeah, the incompetent dog
is not in the house.
Is not in the house.
Yeah.
And Tashi had done a clean before.
No, I didn't bother to clean up the pee.
No, but she, like, just for context, she had done a clean of the house before I'd moved in. Anyways, so the night that I'm like here, we're sitting on the couch and
we were sitting outside.
No, yes, sorry. We were sitting outside originally. Yeah. So we were sitting outside and we were just having a conversation and then we're like, it's getting a little bit chilly. Yeah. We'll move inside. So we move inside and Piggy's with us the entire time. So she was with us the whole time we were outside. And then we all move inside and I go to sit down on the couch exactly where underneath the puddle had been occurring. And I put my hand on the couch and it had a blanket on it and I felt it and I was like, this is wet. And Tasha was like,
I've just washed them.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't dry completely. And then I've felt it and it wasn't damp.
It was soaked.
And then I smelt it.
And it was piss. And then I was like, I've just pissed my pants.
So then we start going through this whole what the fuck.
Yeah, I literally jump up and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. And I've also
weird.
just told Tiana the story about the mystery wee under the couch.
Yeah. So it was as we were talking about it outside, it was like, you know what? I'm going to show you these bitches and I'm going to go piss on this fucking couch.
So then we go, we're logical and we go, okay, why?
Yeah.
And then we go, okay, it's obviously, it has to be Piggy. Piggy was outside with us the whole time. Piggy's also never peed inside ever.
Never. And in no world would she jump up on the couch and just take a piss in the exact spot that this reoccurring PP was occurring. Like,
so we look it up.
Yeah, so we look it up. We do some deep diving onto the internet.
Deep dive.
And
excuse me.
We came across an article where somebody had been having a very, very similar experience. And
where mystery P was just coming up.
Yeah, this mystery P was coming up. And she was the same where she had dogs and she was like, I kind of put it at the first down to the dogs. But then as it's continued to happen, I realized it can't be my dogs. And also like my dogs don't do that. They're not incontinent. Rada. Anyways, it turned out through some investigation and talking to people who are in this world that poltergeist, which is apparently like the most evil
version
and
of a spirit.
They were never human to begin with. They were only ever like demons, or I think like demons or something. But they were never in a human form that's then gone and descended into the spirit world. And they're always evil. They mean ill will. Yeah. And they can leave a residue behind that often can represent and smell like pee.
Yeah. So hence, we now have a wee ghost in our house.
So wee ghost.
Yeah.
Welcome, wee ghost.
So to the point that Tiana knows somebody who knows somebody that can do...
Yeah.
That can do, what's it called? Not an exorcism, but
it kind of
it's like a cleanse,
and it was like a remote cleanse of the home. So essentially, provided my consent and the address of which it was occurring to this person, and it basically, so I didn't go and do it, but the person that I know went to her to ask for help and guidance on what we can do. And so she said, I need her consent. I need it written down of like the address, right, and like her name, like the people who are involved in the house. So I did all of that, and then she gave the piece of paper to her, and just basically as soon as she unfolded this piece of paper, she started doing her thing. And apparently what she had said after she had remotely cleansed the home, and she actually was confronted with it head on, and she said, I was actually scared. Like she was saying she was actually scared when she was doing this. I don't know what it is that she calls
cleanse,
it.
That's just called
it. Because of how malicious the force was. She couldn't identify where it had come from or what its purpose was or anything like that. But what she did say was, and I can't remember if I told you, but she made a comment to say, is there a shed in the yard? And I said, well, no, there's no shed in the yard.
You didn't tell me this, no.
No, yeah. So she made a comment to be like, is there a shed? Like a shed in the back corner? Because there was something about a shed, and she felt like there was some sort of link to the shed of why this may be occurring. But I was like, there's no shed. Like, we don't have a shed here. But made me think, well, maybe it's like a shed because you've got some neighbors and like it is older property. Like some of the neighbors that you have.
This house is new. We built this house. So they're the only people that have lived here are me and my husband. But we live on, there's acreage all around us. So all the homes around us have massive sheds because they're all on massive properties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I was wondering if maybe they're like somehow.
The old house, remember the Noarlunga house?
That
had a shed.
Yeah,
and I was terrified to go in there.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe you just brought it over from the old house.
Anyways.
Anyways, we haven't experienced it since.
No, and so when Tiana moved in and this was all happening, you were struggling to sleep.
Oh, that's right.
Remember, you had really bad energy, and then even before she told you she did the cleanse, she had done that cleanse the night before. You had woken up the next day, not realizing she'd done the cleanse, and you came to me and you're like, I feel like a different person. I don't know what's happened, and then you found out that she had cleansed.
I completely forgot about that portion of the story. So yeah, because I had been when I first moved in, and I thought I put it down to, it was a new environment. I had like just gone through like a big sell of my old house, you know, like a change of scenery kind of thing. And I was just putting it down to that, and I was so low energy, and I was struggling to sleep. But again, I was rationalizing it in my brain, being like, it's, you know, not my bed, it's a room that I'm not used to. And I was telling the person that had went and spoke to this other person for me about it. Anyways, we sort of came to the conclusion together after the incident that maybe there was some sort of spirit that was feeding off of my energy. And then I hadn't realized that she was going to this person one day to do this. And the next day I had woken up, and I came to you and I said, I had a really good sleep, and I woke up and I felt fucking amazing. And then it wasn't until the weekend had passed, and then on Monday I received a message from this person, and she was like, is it gone? She said something along those lines. She was really like,
she didn't tell you that. Yeah, it was
straight away.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what do you mean? I was like, huh? And then I can't remember how the conversation went from there, but essentially, anyways, she had mentioned that she had gone there the night before.
Yeah, you felt better.
Before I felt better, and the cleanse had occurred. And then I was like, oh my God, that is wild.
It makes so much sense.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
In terms of the timeline. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, wee ghost.
Wee ghost.
Wee. What is something that's changed your life that's related to the paranormal?
Oh, give me yours.
Okay, so I've always been somebody that has been a very strong believer in the spiritual world, and I don't root it down to just one thing of like, you know, this, like the spirit world is this, and like this occurs because of that. I just believe that there has to be more than this world that we live in. I don't know what it is exactly, or why it occurs, or why energies don't leave Earth and make themselves known to us. But I am a strong believer, and I always have been. I find it fascinating. But I feel like in terms of things such as tarot readings, and
that's a good one, actually.
Really connecting with your higher self and your guardian angels, because I do believe that they exist for each and every person. I feel like that's really shaped a lot of my guidance through life. Just having, and I guess like you could sort of, in some senses, resemble it to religion in a way, without it being a religion. It's just kind of like just gives you a little bit of a different perspective on life.
Yeah, because we're not religious people in the traditional sense of the word. In the traditional sense of it. But if you think about like holistically what religion actually means, it's that you believe in something. And I think that goes to our religion.
Yeah. I just feel like I think that when I started to accept that this was just part of my life, and I didn't have to be so I think I always, like, especially growing up and stuff, people always thought, I'm like, you're weird, like why are you doing that, like why you believe in that, like I think naturally you then sort of change your course and you sort of get deviated from that, which I did for a little bit, because I was scared of what people thought. But now, being a confident adult, I have come back around to it, and I just feel like I just feel so much more whole when I accept the fact that, okay, this is what I believe in, and not being so afraid of that.
I think once I accepted that, like, what I was seeing was real, I became less scared of it, and because I accepted it, I was talking about it a lot more definitively, and it just made it feel less scary. It was just something that was happening in my life, and because it's happened for like over a decade now and I've never had any harm, I'm like, it's not like no one's out, besides the wee ghost, no one's out to get me. Do you know what I mean? I just have this thing where I can see spirits.
And I think also when you sort of do come around to accepting that for what it is, you stop trying to defend like what it is that you believe in.
Yeah.
So I think for the longest time, like if you have this conversation, especially with somebody who is a little bit more skeptical, and like you always felt this need to like sort of defend why it is that you believe that, or you go, well, like I have experienced this and that's all leading me to believe this. But like at the end of the day, like my experiences are personal to me, and that's just what I believe in.
Yeah, and like we're both believers, but we've been on very different journeys to get here, and we have very different experiences when it comes to it.
Yeah.
And we also never really talked about it a lot because we were experiencing it so differently.
Yeah.
So it's not even like we fed off each other to believe on it. We were going through our own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I actually didn't know that Tashi had seen ghosts until literally, I think last year.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she had randomly brought it up in conversation.
Yeah.
And like, I immediately was like, oh my God, like that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could see ghosts. Like, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Would you say that there's anything definitively that sort of changed your life?
I think that experience that I said to you earlier on the plane, that was definitely something that made me go, okay, this is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to come around to the question that I'm sure everyone's waiting for. Can a relationship survive when there is one believer and one skeptic?
Yes. And I say this because Joe does not believe in ghosts.
Yes.
He doesn't believe in them at all. But I think what's important is that he doesn't ever belittle me for believing in what I believe in. He doesn't believe in it. He does not think, he tries to see all the logic, and he will always try to see there has to be a reason and to why these things happen. And he just doesn't believe that there is anything beyond this world.
Yeah.
And that's completely fine. And I think the reason that it works is that I don't try and get him to understand like my perspective.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get me to stop believing in what I believe in.
Yeah.
He goes, I appreciate that that's what you believe in. I just don't believe in it. And I go, I appreciate that you're a fucking idiot and you don't believe in them. And that's okay. But I also believe that Joe will be the first to go because do you ever watch horror movies? And the one that's like, you know, when they're like seeing something
They're
and then
so confident about it.
Yeah, they tell their friend or their husband, and their husband goes, you're just being silly. Like, who's the fucking first one to die? The person who doesn't believe. So I'm okay knowing that Joe will be the sacrifice.
Yeah. That's all we really need in life, to be honest. And that sort of goes into like the next question, which was, would it bother you if your partner completely invalidated your experience?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's the distinction, is that because I don't think that my partner really believes in that. I think that he's somebody that needs to have all of the facts before he can make a decision on anything. But if he was to lean a certain way, instinctively, it would be that he doesn't believe.
Yeah.
But again, like we have conversations about certain things, and like as long as you're not gonna shut me down and belittle me, then that's really all I can ask for.
And I think that goes with anything, like anything in your relationship. You can have different opinions, and having different opinions doesn't mean that your relationship's not going to work. But you have to be able to respect other people's like beliefs and things like that. It would be different if you were a person that goes, could not see myself being with someone that's not a believer. Then I think it's a deal breaker. But like, I don't care that much about it. I know that it's true to me, but I'm not like wholeheartedly going to go, well, if you don't believe it, I can't see. Like, it's not that big of my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was at one stage where it really frustrated me when somebody just was like, nah, don't believe in it. And it's like, how can, to me, I sort of had the mindset of like, how can you be so small-minded and not believe in anything
or
beyond,
not even be open to the idea that it might be real for some people.
And I think that like internally kind of frustrated me because it was just a definite, no, don't believe.
Yeah.
It can't be possible, not real. And it's like end of conversation.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to at least have some back and forth. Come on, play with it a little bit.
Humour me.
Is belief about ghosts, is it the belief about ghosts or is it just about feeling heard? And I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it comes down to like whether they believe in ghosts or not. I think it's just about do you respect the fact that I do believe in this?
Yeah. I don't need you to be witchy with me.
Yeah.
Just respect that's, but yeah, once again, it comes back to anything. Like, you don't have to be into sports.
Yeah.
But if I really like watching sports, all I want you to do is just respect that that's a really big part of my life.
Yeah.
I think that's with anything in your relationship.
For sure. So I came across a Reddit post that I thought was really interesting, and it's from the perspective of somebody who is a skeptic. So it reads,
Let us convert you.
yes. I don't know if it's my area or what, but there's a lot of crystals, tarot, ghost, astrology beliefs happening around me. I struggle to intellectually respect somebody who believes that ghosts are real. But on the other hand, there's so much of it around here that I have to throw out fully half of potential partners because of it. I don't have the numbers, you get the drift. So question and title. I think I'm going to settle on, it's fine to believe in ghosts. It's not fine to believe that a ghost is telling you that you should stay home from a concert because you're going to get murdered at the concert or some nonsense like that. It's all the same obnoxious bucket believing in things that have no basis in fact. The worst is, well, there are a lot of things in the universe and we don't know all of the things, so maybe this is real.
Yeah.
Just before we get into that, I read through the comments and they're all fucking diabolical. It was crazy.
You should have saved the best
I
one.
know, I should have, but I was like just skimming through them, and so many of them were like basically what this guy was saying of in the dating world specifically, they're like the amount of people that I don't even give them the time of day because they believe they went to a tarot card reading one time. And I think that people do interplay how intellectual somebody is based on what they believe.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this on another podcast, but people think that people who are whimsical and spiritual and things like that are a little bit ditzy.
Yeah, and a little bit like delulu.
Yeah. Because they don't think that it's based on fact, and therefore they don't think that you are smart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They can't see a world where those two can coexist together.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is, as he said at the end, you don't know everything. So there is probably things that you don't believe in, but that could be true. I do think when you are dating, you do need to find people that have the same value set as you. But there's a difference between someone that's done one tarot card reading because they were curious and somebody whose their whole personality is the witchy.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I don't.
I think the line that he says, I struggle to intellectually respect somebody who believes that ghosts are real, is a very definitive statement. Mm-hmm. I think that it's quite silly and unintellectual of you to sort of put everyone who does believe in ghosts into a bucket that labels them as stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I think
a weird correlation.
Yeah. Like, how did we get there?
Yeah. I don't understand that correlation that people, like, the thing is, once again, like, believing in ghosts is not my whole personality. It's just something that I believe in. I believe that ghosts exist. That's like saying people who believe in God are all idiots.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who are the smartest and the richest people in the world who are religious and believe in a God.
Yeah.
So it's this kind of the same concept to say that just because I believe in something that you don't believe in, how does that make me stupid?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Some of our best scientists in the world are religious.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So how do you put them two things together, bitch?
Yeah, but it's just, bitch. Anna's on a rampage. Very passionate about this. I think you should just let people believe in whatever they want to believe in as long as they are not hurting anyone. And they don't have to force their opinions on other people.
Yeah, exactly. I think that if you can have if you can have just a constructive conversation about if you have differing opinions about something, and then at the end of it, you're like, okay, well, like, what do you want for dinner?
Yeah, like, life is all about perception, and people are going to have different perceptions. And if you can't accept that, and it hurts your feelings so much that somebody doesn't have the same viewpoint as you, grow up.
Yeah.
Get in the bin.
I think you need to do some self-reflecting.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shouldn't bother you that much.
No.
Yeah.
To the point that you are...
And also flip it on its head. Like if you're in the dating world and you refuse to give anyone the time of day because they might believe in you, they may even just believe that there has to be something beyond what we can see, or yeah, they can dabble in a tarot reading here and there at a party maybe, and you're refusing them to give them the time of day. Imagine all the amazing people that you're limiting yourself on because of that.
And once again, it's obviously such a big value set of his, and like he should stay true to his value set. But it's like, I think like tarot readings and stuff, it's just another thing that kind of gets you through the day, in the sense that, you know, some people go, well, manifesting isn't real. But it's like, okay, but it's the same as like setting goals. Setting goals and manifesting are exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you might have your you know, your SMART goals as a big boy boss or whatever it is. And then somebody else might manifest or do tarot readings to kind of give them guidance about what they want to achieve. It's actually the same fucking thing. We've just marketed it completely different.
Yeah. One's fun and one's not.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, they are things that you believe in. And if you think that if you write them down, you're going to achieve them.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's exactly the fucking thing.
You still got to put in the work and acknowledge that you got to put in the work to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can't understand that the way that you behave is probably exactly the same, it's just marketed completely different.
Yeah.
I think you need to have a bigger and a more open mind.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to date someone witchy, that's completely fine. But call me fucking stupid one more time. Say it. Say it to my face.
Do it.
Well, that is a wrap for today's app.
Yeah. And I just want to point out really quickly that it's a full moon tonight. So that was a perfect day to do the paranormal spooky
Love
episode.
it.
And we definitely will be coming back around to this topic during Halloween.
Yes, queen.
Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah.
Thanks for chilling with us on the couch. We will see you same place, same time, more yaps.
Stay comfy.
Darlings.
Darlings.
Bye.
Bye.